So good evening, everyone. It's great to see so many champions of the street paper cause here tonight, long-standing street paper friends, colleagues and supportive partner organisations. As Director of INSP, again welcome and thank you all for joining us at the 2013 International Street Paper Awards. This is my 11th conference and 4th INSP Awards, but it is also my last as Director. For the past 10 years, I've been honoured to work alongside so many passionate anti-poverty advocates and journalists who all share the same notion that we can make a difference through a street magazine. 10 years and 123 street papers later, I'm really proud to see an organised and unified movement of social entrepreneurs who have managed to make traditional charity a thing of the past and who can show the world that there is more than one way to tackle poverty and homelessness. What the street paper movement does is to give people a chance to take control, to change their lives and to move on. As I stand here poised to do that in a small way in my own life, I'm reminded of how powerful and important a gift that is. If moving on from a decade of the good things I've had at INSP is so profound and affecting for me, imagine how infinitely more extraordinary it is when one of our 14,000 vendors can make a positive change in their lives. I'd like to extend my gratitude to all street papers that have contributed their work to these awards here tonight. And tonight we're celebrating all nominees, but we're going to single out those who the judges believe have made a significant contribution to independent journalism worldwide, as well as celebrating innovation in vendor support and business success for social good through our 2 new Enterprise Awards. Our movement now stretches from street corner to street corner worldwide, from Seattle to Tokyo, from Munich to Melbourne. And it's really the struggles and triumphs of our vendors that are inspiring and empowering. As individual men and women use street papers to take their first initial steps out of poverty and homelessness towards a degree of personal security and autonomy, we are reminded that our most important work is done one street paper at a time and one vendor at a time. There are no easy answers to poverty and homelessness, but all of you here tonight show that if everyone does something, no matter how small, we really can make a difference and change the world for the better. Again, what an amazing gift it is to be in the company of so many exceptional people here this evening. On behalf of the whole INSP team, my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you for your admirable contribution to opportunity, hope, and justice in your cities, and indeed across the world. It hasn't gone unnoticed. So thank you and have a fantastic evening.
For the reason we are all here this evening, I'm honored to announce the official opening of the 2013 awards ceremony. And the first award of this evening is the award for the best feature. And this award is sponsored by the British Council Scotland. And if you wonder, best feature, what does that mean? This award recognizes a feature writing that not only gives or sheds new light upon local and global inequality, but also maybe finds some ways how to solve these problems, how to get over it. And to present this award, please welcome on the stage INSP's Executive Director, Lisa McLean.
Okay, are we ready? So, thank you, Christine. I'm here to announce the 5 finalists of the category of Best Feature Story. And they are Emergency Aid in the Middle of Nowhere by Florian Blumer at Surprise in Switzerland. When Systems Offend by Lindsay Krinks at The Contributor in the USA. Babes in Barbarians' Hands by Michelle Notling at The Big Issue South Africa. Condemned at Birth by Jameson Chao Luka at The Big Issue Malawi. And Storm About the Shelters by Ryan Gallagher at The Big Issue in the North in the UK. So the judging panel commented that the best feature entries this year were of a particularly high standard, but these 5 finalists stood out for their quality and originality. The winning entry is an exceptional example of investigative reporting. It demonstrates a wide range of research, effectively mixing statistics with personal stories to raise awareness of the shocking reality for people housed in temporary homeless shelters in the UK. And the winner is The Big Issue in the North for Storm About the Shelters. Yeah!
Thank you very much. It's just brilliant that we have such a great range of fantastic reporters, and Ryan Gallagher in particular, he'll be so pleased with this award. But thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations as well from my part. We are going on with the second award, and the second award is for the best cover, because what would be a street paper without a good eye-catching cover that is probably one of the most essential things of every street paper in the world. And this award is presented by Helen.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate the 5 finalists in the best cover category. They are Next Stop Referendum by Andreas Bohm and Dr. Frieder Schwitzgebel for Die Jerusalemer in Germany. I know my German accent's brilliant, but The Standals by Nico Schmidburg for Biss in Germany. Face to Face by Lisa Mansfield for The Big Issue Australia. Water, Will There Be Enough for Everyone by Branko Bobic for Lice Lice in Serbia. The Bitterest Pill by Kevin Gopal and Mark Wheeler for The Big Issue in the North in the UK. Attention-grabbing design is so important for publications sold on the street, and these finalists all draw the reader in using a variety of approaches. The winning entry stands out for its stunning use of photography. The arresting image and effective design makes for an intriguing and dramatic cover. The winner is The Big Issue Australia for Face to Face.
Thank you very much. I very much wish that Lisa, our wonderful art director, could be with us. I do believe that really, probably more important than me, is our art director for all magazines. 2 things you should know about this cover. I remember Lisa and I looking at it, and we loved the photograph, but it's not a well-known person. But we said to each other, you know, this is stunning, but this is a risk. And then we looked at each other and said, so let's do it. Yes. Yes. The other thing you all need to know, this stunning cover was free. There's this extraordinary thing called the World Press Photo. You should all Google it. Every year they have their competition. They make available to anyone about a dozen stunning photographs. So it's a street paper, it's a free photograph, and we like the idea of face-to-face, because that sums up what we all do with the encounter between the buyer and the vendor. So thank you on behalf of our wonderful art director.
From Australia to Munich, I think it was the worst coming here. The third award for the best interview. This award is sponsored by Reuters, and it celebrates excellence in interviewing, because I think that's the basis of all journalism, is the art of talking to people. Marie Adam, the development manager of INSP, is going to present us the award.
Thank you. The 5 finalists in the category of Best Interview are My Last Drink with Shane McGowan by Asle Toje from Erlich, Norge in Norway. Thank you. Mayoral Candidate Conversations by Andrew Krinks for The Contributor in the USA. Fighting the Disease by Sean Condon for Megaphone in Canada. Mother, The Other Word for Love by Dragana Nikolatic for Lice Lice in Serbia. And Everyone Deserves a Second Chance by Christina Backer for Draußenseiter in Germany. These 5 finalists paint a vivid picture of remarkable individuals who have changed the world in some way. The range of voices from the worlds of politics, entertainment, activism and poverty stood out to the judging panel for their quality and originality. The approach of the winning entry is unique in various ways. The series of in-depth interviews were distinctive in their focus on homelessness and poverty, and the diverse perspectives of the interviewees gave an interesting dynamic and added a powerful contribution to public debate. And the winner is The Contributor with Mayoral Candidate Conversations. Unfortunately, there's no staff from The Contributor here with us in Munich this year, but we spoke to Andrew Krinks, who's the editor at The Contributor, and he asked us to share the following words with you all. So here goes. It is an honour to be with my street paper family in spirit tonight. The street newspaper I have worked at for the past 5 years would not be what it is without each of you working hard to provide space and dignity and stability and a voice for the most vulnerable people in the world. It is a gift to be named among those who participate in such work, so thank you. And thank you too to the judges who saw fit to name the interviews I conducted with mayoral candidates in Nashville as the best in this year's awards. I was surprised and honoured to receive the news this past week. The set of interviews were an interesting bunch. The juxtapositions in narrative and story and lived experience were just the sort of tensions we like to highlight in The Contributor, because they begin to illustrate the unjust disparities that exist in front of us. And it speaks volumes, I think, to the gaps in understanding that exist in our communities that keep people poor and vulnerable. We are thankful that we at The Contributor, and every single one of you, get to raise the voices of those who suffer in such a way that people cannot but take notice. Thank you again for this great honour. I wish I could be there to meet each of you in person. Until that day, keep up the important work you do. Peace. Thanks, Andrew.
The fourth award is for Best Photograph. And it's given for pictures which create understanding and compassion towards poverty and injustice. And Lisa McLean will present this award.
Okay, thanks Marie for sharing Andrew's words, and congratulations again to The Contributor. So the next award will be presented in the category of Best Photograph. This award celebrates compelling visual imagery that deepens public understanding of and compassion towards issues of poverty and injustice. Oh, maybe we just said that already. But anyway, that reiterates what we're talking about. So, the 5 finalists in the category of Best Photograph are In the Bathtub by Helga C. Theilgaard for Hus Forbi in Denmark. The War on Hot Sand by Dimitri Koutsomytis from Erlich, Norge in Norway. Rostein Ball by Marie Vold for Sorgenfri in Norway. Happiness is All Around Us by Tomislav Georgiev, Lice Macedonia. And finally, Yemen's Unseen by Ziryab Al-Gabri for the Big Issue, South Africa. So this year's finalists each capture human emotion and present a moving depiction of homelessness and poverty. The winning entry stood out for its portrayal of both vulnerability and strength. It is an arresting and emotional reminder of the true meaning of homelessness and of the small things that we all take for granted. And the winner is Hus Forbi with In the Bathtub.
Prize. I want to say, on the behalf of Helga, say thanks, and I want to tell you a little about the project at Sundholm, where the homeless people in Denmark can go and get a bath and really personal caring, and this is very nice project. But most of all, I want to thank our vendors, because without them, this picture wouldn't be taken. Thank you.
So, Hus Forbi already said it. Thank you to the vendors, and that leads us to the next category, which is my favorite one. It's the best vendor essay. And this award is sponsored by I Write, the Glasgow's Book Festival. And as you all know, this award recognizes current and former street paper vendors for their personal stories. And this award is presented by Helen Howe.
Thank you. The 5 finalists in this category are Things Can Change by Neil McLaurin from One Step Away in the USA. Our Daily Bread by Andrea Hoschek from Apropos in Austria. How Facebook Ruins My Life by Renee Sawyer from The Contributor from the USA. Views from My Pitch by Marion Byron from The Big Issue, Australia. Kanuken's Christmas by Kanuken from Megaphone in Norway. So this may be the most important category in the International Street Paper Awards, as it recognises the people at the heart of this network and the reason why we are all together in Munich this week. Congratulations to these 5 finalists for their remarkable writing talents. The candid and personal pieces give us a window to the realities of homelessness from those with the most valuable words to share. This personal account gives us an insight into the life of someone that society forgot about, and also demonstrates the pain, the cold, the loneliness, and sometimes the joy of a life lived on the edge of society. So the winner is Andrea Hoschek from Apropos for her piece, Our Daily Bread. Andrea Hoschek can't be with us in Munich this evening, but we shared the good news with her already, and she's recorded a few words for us about what writing means to her and her hopes for her fellow vendors around the world.
Andrea, bist du überrascht, dass du einen internationalen Preis gewonnen hast?
Ja, irgendwie habe ich komplett vergessen, was ihr diesen Wettbewerb macht. Und ich habe das Buch jetzt schon ein paar Mal gelesen, weil ich die Leute ja alle kenne und ich finde, alle haben derartig gute Artikel geschrieben. Und dass gerade meiner ist, habe ich mir gestern nicht mehr überlegt, weil du mir das gesagt hast, was da jetzt besonders interessant ist, aber ich bin natürlich auch überrascht. Ja.
Was war denn deine wichtigste Erfahrung, als du am Berg gelebt hast?
Das waren sicher die Grenzen, an die nicht so leicht ein Mensch kommt, dass man zum Beispiel um sein Überleben kämpfen muss mit der Natur und mit keiner staatlichen Unterstützung und keiner persönlichen. Und das kann irgendwie, nimmt man das gelassen hin und schaut, ob man es überlebt, weil man sich denkt, dass die können einem ja nicht so was antun, was man nicht überleben kann. Und ich bin draufgekommen mit den Jahren, wo ich mich also nicht erfangen habe, weil ich nicht mehr geschlafen habe, dass es sehr schön ist, dass man eigentlich, dass einem gar nichts abgeht von der Lebensqualität her, aber natürlich, man kann mehr leisten, wenn man in unserem Gesellschaftssystem integriert ist, wenn man Wohnung hat, man kann mehr planen und sich vornehmen. Und als wenn man jetzt mit der Kälte kämpfen muss und wie man sein tägliches Brot verdient.
Collecting the awards on Andrea's behalf is the editor-in-chief of Apropos, Michaela Grundler. We also have a small gift for Andrea, which we will ask Mickey to take back to Salzburg for her. And now that we have heard about her passion for photography, we realise it's a very appropriate gift. Yes. It's a camera.
I'm very pleased. It's the third time that Vendor SF Apropos has been nominated to the awards. It's the first time we won, and I'm so pleased because Andrea, her nickname is Fairy of the Mountain, because in Salzburg there are 2 mountains, 2 hills, and she used to sleep and to live there for 2 years, and because she couldn't stand people down the hill, and now she has a small apartment. And in her story, she was telling that she had a very hard time on the mountain, but on the other hand, now when she needs a kind of refugee, she goes back to the cave where she lived for a certain time, and she takes energy there. And she's such a sensitive and intelligent person. I'm so happy for her that she has won this category of heart, and so I'm very touched, and I have to say thank you on behalf of Andrea.
I wish I could find as good words as Andrea when I get interviewed or when I interview people. It's really amazing. And all the other finalists from this category, they will get certificates as well, so they won't leave without something in the hand. We come to our 6th award, an award for the best design. Because design, yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe the cherry on the cake, the big, nice envelope for all the good issues we have to transport. And this category is sponsored by BBH, and Marie Eldam will give this award, present this award to you.
Thank you. The 5 finalists for Best Design are Hot by Bernhard Kerbel and Tina Knoll from Erdgeschoss for Megaphone in Austria. Christmas Book 2012 by Dimitri Koutsomytis, Anlov Peter Mathiesen and Svein Johan Reisang for Erlik Norge in Norway. The 2012 Collector's Edition by Dirk Meerkotter from the Big Issue South Africa. The Diamond Jubilee Edition by Mark Neal and the design team from the Big Issue UK. And the 2012 Christmas Edition by Berit Burmester from Megaphone in Norway. The diversity of the world's street papers is highlighted by all of the awards that we're presenting this evening, but the 5 finalists in the Best Design category really stand out for their range of styles and originality, each carefully designed to appeal to a specific readership. This category caused lively debate amongst the judging panel, and as a result, we have joint winners.
What a cop-out.
The first winner carries a strong dramatic design throughout. It presents the content of its special seasonal edition using high-quality photography and elegant use of photography in white space. The result is a publication that readers wouldn't want to part with. And the second winning entry was commended for its high-quality design concept. Its use of imagery and colours and space gives a stylish feel to the magazine, with fun and irreverent cover concept is carried throughout the special edition to create a very memorable issue. And the joint winners are, and in no particular order, Erlich Norge for their 2012 Christmas book, and the British UK for their Diamond Jubilee Edition.
I don't use the public, just say thank you to honestly. I think this award is the illustrator who deserves, because I didn't do much work. I think his illustrations were amazing. But thank you anyway.
Get a cover which really does work. I'd like to see more of it, to be quite honest. But that particular cover was in the press all over the place, because everybody was very excited about the Queen's Jubilee, even people like me, because we like a party in the street. But what was the outcome? What was the legacy? And that cover really, really summed it up. There's a great sense of loss in England, and that's why every now and then we have to have a royal baby and all that kind of crap to take our minds away from it. But I think this really did sum it up, and thank you for the award. I'm sorry it's a joint award. I'd rather have won it clean out. But you know these judges, they're not always the best people to decide, are they? Thank you. God bless.
Okay, that was a joint award, and now we have 2 new awards this year for the first time. 2 new awards which recognize street papers for their effectiveness as social enterprises and their work in supporting homeless people. And this award is supported by PricewaterhouseCoopers, and PricewaterhouseCoopers is a leading supporter of social enterprise in the UK, because they try to tackle social exclusion and ease unemployment in the UK. How do they do that? They try to support social enterprise development, and they have recently launched a social enterprise hub in London. Sheila Fazal is with us here tonight from Scotland to present these 2 new awards. Sheila was also on the judging panel for these new awards, and she's, and now I have the worst word for me tonight. She's a chartered accountant and director at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and she's also heads up the community affairs program and works with a variety of charities and social enterprises around Scotland. So I think you do so many things. You have to explain me later what all of this does mean, because I tried to look it up in the dictionaries and I didn't find it. So please give a warm welcome to Sheila.
Thank you and good evening, everybody. It's an absolute delight to be here today and to have the proud honour of being able to present these awards for the first time. The social development category requires innovation and effectiveness in supporting the vendors. And it was actually, as was mentioned already, about me actually being involved in the judging panel, and it was a real challenge on the judging panel and an insight as well. There were so many good awards and so many good applications, and I learned an awful lot about the street newspaper model, and so that was a great insight for me. Choosing the finalists and the winners of this category was very, very hard. And we have in fact got 5 category. We have got 5 finalists in this Social Development Award. Hempels from Kiel in Germany. Kees from Portugal. Hechos of Buenos Aires in Argentina. Latinier from Montreal in Canada. And the big issue in Australia. But choosing 5 finalists was actually too difficult for us. There was a couple of mentions that we wanted to make. And the first of those was Munich's own BIS. And for us, it was the vendor-focused approach, the unique employment model, and the wide range of support services. We also... So we also wanted a mention to Slovakia's Noti Bene for its innovative style, for its wide impact, and its influence on policy. But the winning entry in the social development category stuck out for us. It's the holistic approach to supporting the vendors. And it's a range of products that was offering support and employment to different groups in a variety of different ways. And innovation can be seen throughout this organisation. And the winner is the big issue, Australia.
I'll only say a very few words. Firstly, I have a magnificent staff to thank back in Australia. I get to wander around the world and speak in a deep voice and look pretty. They do all the hard work, and they're the ones who have to be congratulated. May I next invite all the women in the room to stand up. Please, all the women in the room, please. Can I ask all the women to stand up? Because what I'd like to do is for us to acknowledge the power and the passion that women bring to social change. Thank you very much.
So the second of these awards in the new category recognises enterprising and sustainable approach to street paper operations and development. And at a time when financial crisis is being felt throughout the whole of the world, it's something that's really very important with government cuts, etc. And it's something which is very close to my heart, so I'm absolutely delighted that this is a new category via NSP. There are 3 finalists in the Social Enterprise Award category, and they are the Big Issue Australia, the Big Issue in the North in the UK, and Erlik Norway from Norway. And the winner of this category stands out across the entire network as one of those being entirely sustained through street paper sales, and a careful balance of its business objectives and its strong, clear social aims of reducing stigma, promoting dignity, and has secured this magazine's position very close to its nation's heart. So the winner is Erlik Norge.
First of all, thanks a lot. This means a lot to us. We're quite fresh in the business, and we're, from our first day, we always set out to become self-sufficient as fast as possible within 3 or 4 years we managed to do that. We can't take all of the credit for it because we operate in the biggest city in Norway, which is probably the richest country in the world. That helps. It helps a bit. But that being said, we have an amazing team with us, social workers and journalists and everyone. How many are we? Like 14 now? Across the eastern part of Norway. We're not many, but we have incredible amount of vendors, like 1,500, I think, yeah. And this prize is for them. Yes. Obviously. So thank you very much.
The next award is going beyond the street paper cosmos, because for the issues we are talking about, it is also important that the normal media is talking about them, because if it was only the street papers, I think it would be a really, really bad sign for our media system. The 4 finalists in the Special Award for External Press all stand out for the contributions to understanding poverty and homelessness, and Marie will present this next award.
Thank you. We have 4 finalists in this category, and they are Crazy But Free by Alderon Costa for Otricheiro in Brazil. And Special Report, Homeless Banker Hits Rock Bottom by Jonathan Owen for The Independent on Sunday in the UK. And Ivorian Children Find Temporary Homes in Liberia's Refugee Camp by Liz Ford for Guardian Global Development in the UK. And Musicals for the Homeless, Showtime in the Las Vegas Ghetto by Mark Fitz for Spiegel Online in Germany. All 4 of these finalists stood out for their challenging social reporting from around the world. The winning entry sheds new light on a topic that we're all familiar with. The special report details an emerging trend in the UK of the new homeless, successful families and business people who are falling on hard times as a result of austerity, government cuts and rising housing costs. And the winner is Jonathan Owen for The Independent on Sunday. Jonathan's not with us tonight or this week, but he's delighted to have won, and he asked me to pass on his sincere thanks to you all, and he wishes us all a wonderful evening. Thanks.
So there's only one award left, and that lets me, I want to say something about the awards. On almost all the table there's one now, so look at them closely. They are made, they are from Glasgow, and they are made from a social enterprise called Glasgow Wood Recycling. So I think they are worth taking a second look, because I think they are really, really well done and really nice. So, who's going to get the last one? You? We'll see. Yeah, maybe you're right, it's the award for outstanding contribution. So yes, the award for outstanding contribution to the street paper movement will be presented by Lisa McLean.
So, final word of the evening. And on behalf of the INSP staff, board and membership, I'm honoured to present the outstanding contribution to the international street paper movement. Beginning with the first International Street Paper Awards in 2008, INSP decided to take this opportunity to honour a street paper member that not only inspires change in their own city or country, but also works to support the network as a whole. I'm delighted to be presenting this award to a member who not only supports our network, but also blazes a trail for street paper development in Africa. Launched in 1996, the Big Issue South Africa leads the way for sustainable street paper development on the continent. And since its launch, vendors have earned over 15 million rand. At the heart of its operation is social development. Vendors of the big issue South Africa have access to guidance, counselling and social support services that equip vendors to move on into the formal job market through life and job skills training. Their innovative approach has seen them embrace digital technology and designed tailored support packages for their vendor group. With the highest proportion of female vendors in the INSP network, the Big Issue South Africa's focus is on ensuring that women have equal access to services and resources. Gender advocacy provides for continued child support in the form of creche subsidies, equal opportunities within their development programme, sensitivity training for staff, peer support groups, and entrepreneurial skills development. The Big Issue South Africa, and Trudy Vlok in particular, have also played a vital role in the development of a street paper network in Africa and have provided training, support and mentoring to their fellow African street papers. Managing Director Trudy has also served on the INSP board since 2009 and has been supportive in INSP's development as a network and as an organisation. So thank you, the Big Issue South Africa, and congratulations. And would you please welcome Trudy Vlok and her colleague Dirk onto the stage.
So, hi everyone. Very excited and very touched and moved and obviously very honoured to be recognised in this way. Especially honoured in light of the calibre of the former winners of this award. So yes, it's a very special recognition of the work we do and the effort we make on behalf of the network, but more specifically the work we do with our vendors. And I think I've seen at this conference this last week that most of us run out of inspiration every now and again. But when we turn to our vendors and when we take some time to spend time or spend some real time with our vendors, that inspiration comes back tenfold. It's our vendors who give us what we need to do what we do. So yes, I'm very grateful and very proud, and I know I can speak on behalf of my colleagues at the Big Issue South Africa, and especially the vendors, who are going to be so excited about this award, that thank you for the recognition. We're very proud to be in this class with this calibre of previous winners. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we are at the end of the evening, of the official part of the evening. But, and we are at the end, there's nothing else to distribute, but many thank yous to many different people. And first of all, a big thank you for the partners and sponsors of these awards, which are BIS, PricewaterhouseCoopers, British Council Scotland, Reuters News, BBH and iWrite. They made these awards possible. A big applause, yes. Then a big thank you to the judging panels for the time and the expertise, and I think for the good fighting they had to get the winners. Then a big applause to all the volunteers who really provided all the translation, the photography, videography and journalism throughout the event, because I think without their translation no one would have understood anything tonight. So they did a really good job. Then a big thank you to the really brilliant staff of the Holiday Inn. Yes. And the biggest applause is for the three ladies here, the team of INSPs for their work throughout the year.
Thank you.